let's have a conversation. I'll start by introducing you. This is Fraser MacCallum of Fraser MacCallum, and we did two streams, actually, two 360 live streams back in April. Before then, March. So yeah, it should be mentioned as well. I'm drinking the Jeff's chocolate mint tea.
Yeah, chocolate mint tea. I've still to like finish the jingle that I have for that.
Oh no.
I've got all the instrumentation down. I've just to put the actual monologue across the top of it.
Amazing.
And then send it across. Yeah. Like it was incredible playing. Like once again, you know, is because I did my own sort of very DIY, like literally just my phone using the Instagram live stream function, like a way back, like before we were initially in lockdown in when was that? March 2020 when it all kicked off. Like it's a different vibe, like playing when there's actually somebody else in the room, albeit like maybe just the store manager or yourself as a sound engineer. Like is just so long as I've got like some kind of energy to sort of bounce off of that feels a lot better, you know. But no, overall, I thought it was absolutely fab. You know, like especially being able to play with other people as well. You know, despite the fact that you know we couldn't actually have a rehearsal at all as like a full as a full unit because of restrictions. You know.
To be fair,
hey, that added to the spontaneity of it. You know,
it
because
really did.
Of course,
it really did.
I think it sort of plays into the fact that I'm such a big Fall fan as well, where like there'd be many Fall concerts where Marky Smith would just say, "Okay, we're doing this song for the set, but Mark, we haven't rehearsed." You know, so like I think that a sort of chaotic energy. It was just a wonderful vibe of the day, and I actually felt that I was doing something, and I got a fabulous sense of fulfillment at the end, and a sort of golden glow for the rest of the day. I find with a lot of like live stream concerts, say when it's like pre-recorded, you can sort of tell that it's been tweaked an awful lot. You know, like people have been like recording things to a click, and you know, you can tell when certain tracks are compressed and have EQ on it, blah 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 blah. But like, I guess like because of the sort of spontaneous nature and the sort of funky mixing setup, it is more just like a happening. You know, this is a spontaneous thing that has happened within the moment, and there's no changing it. This is what you're getting, like when you're tuning in. You know.
Did you feel it was more like a live concert in that way? That actually it felt less polished and more sort of like you were in the moment.
I definitely, you know, like I guess it's a sort of, you know, you can only polish something so much, and but if it's too polished, I guess it isn't in the moment. So is it really a live experience? So I think that this was definitely as close to a live experience as we can get. You know.
Mm-hmm. So another thing I wanted to talk about, one of the main kind of draws for the project isn't just the kind of coronavirus pandemic lockdown stuff. It's actually also about like accessibility and making sure that anyone who wants to attend a concert can attend a concert regardless of where it is, regardless of how accessible the venue is for less able people. Is that something that you would like to see more in the industry? Is that a way that you think, is this kind of live streaming stuff and making it immersive, is that something that you think would be a benefit, or?
Absolutely. Like, I think there are many benefits to that. You know, making pretty much all concerts, well, as many concerts as possible, live stream like this, even if you are able to attend physically, because for one, if concerts sell out physically, you know, you're still able to get into that experience, like, no matter what, you know, like, and that's probably end up making the band and the promoters an awful lot more money as well. You know, if potentially an unlimited amount of people could tune in, you know, it would buy you a digital ticket for like a fraction of the price, you know.
And as you as an artist, if you were to be doing that sort of like live streaming stuff in the future, would you then be inclined to kind of engage with your digital audience in the same way you might engage with, you know, a live audience that's actually there in person?
Oh yeah, I'd say so. So like, if there's a sort of comment stream that I'm able to view on the stage, I'd definitely be interacting with them. And if anything, it'd make the performance a wee bit more tailored to that night. You know, both the physical and the digital audience would feel that they're getting into a sort of on-stage banter type thing that, you know, really only exists within that that sort of moment in time.
So one of the other things I want to talk about was like, did you get much like feedback afterwards? I know you said that you were watching back the live stream, which is really cool, by the way. Good to know.
Yeah.
So have you had much feedback? Have you talked to other people about it, about how it went? And feel free to say horrible things, it's fine. I'd critically review, you know? It'll give me something to write about later.
Like, I got a load of messages and texts from like family and friends who tuned in. I'll just squish myself down a wee bit. I got a load of messages and texts from family and friends from you know, who tuned in from like all over the shop, like as you saw at the end, I was dead chuffed that Sam Burton King tuned in.
Yeah, that was
because
awesome.
Like he's as far as I can tell, he's still trapped in America. But no, it was grand. Like, where else? My auntie from South Africa tuned in.
That's awesome.
My family up in Oban were certainly watching. But like, if there's one thing I seriously need to do to promote myself, is I seriously need to start memeing myself, because it seems to be like okay, my social media posts with my whimsical paragraphs are all nice and all, but of course Gen Zs only respond to memes.
It's true.
I need to meme.
I love that you say that as if you aren't also Gen Z. Like, yeah, these kids that I'm definitely not part of, all these memers, man.
Yeah, like it was just sort of going down these very bizarre tangents. But like, I see, to be honest with you, I think both. I tend to forget how bizarre and eccentric I can be within certain social situations, like particularly throughout lockdown, because I've just been spending a lot of time with myself. Because like if there's like, I'll occasionally come to like the conclusion of I'm effectively normal. I just wear cardigans, that's all, you know. And then I have a conversation with someone, and I can sort of see them sort of having those sort of flashes of being perplexed, and I'm sort of like, maybe not.
Right, yeah,
maybe,
no, okay, yeah.
Maybe the title eccentric does apply to me. like I mean, I guess it is quite nice to have that sort of two-dimensional personality that people can sort of put into a box. If I'm going to be like a sort of personality performer type thing, you know,
Yeah.
like I mean, there's a self that I reveal on stage, and there's also the self that you know comes home and puts on the slippers, etc. You know, this might sound airy-fairy, but it's something that I've realised recently is like the act of performing music in front of people is like, it's not only like the initial way that music is meant to be. You know, music doesn't exist until the point of being played. You know, it can exist as an intellectual idea, but until it's actually played live, or a live performance of somebody being, someone actually playing their thing is recorded, it doesn't exist, you know. And on top of that, the actual act, this is the thing that I've been thinking about recently, which is the actual act of performing music is basically a kind of ancient ritual, you know, like we've been doing it for thousands of years. And, you know, it's a transfer of energy, you know, it's almost like a dialogue between people, you know. Because it was a success, you know, like, I mean, it brought joy to people,
Yeah.
you know, like, you know, like, you can get into the nitty gritty and say, oh, well, this could have been better, that could have been better, oh, mixes, lighting, 300, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, you know, like, people that were still happy to consume content, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I mean, you know, whether they were there in person in the cafe or actually tuning into the stream, you know, they were just happy to share that experience with in the moment.
For sure.